Hello, this is your Good Neighbors Network headlines for June 27th through July 3rd, 2026, brought to you by World Grace Project. This week, the U.S. Supreme Court protected birthright citizenship, immigration arrests increased sharply across the country, Iowa changed its SNAP food rules, leaders shared different visions during America's 250th anniversary celebration, fighting continued in Ukraine, and here in Waterloo, we'll end with the story of an immigrant who became a U.S. citizen while serving in the military and now serves on the city council. The biggest immigration story this week is a major Supreme Court decision on birthright citizenship. The court ruled that children born in the United States are still U.S. citizens, even if their parents are undocumented or have temporary immigration status. The decision blocked the Trump administration from moving forward with an executive order that would have changed that long-standing rule. Another important immigration story involves temporary protected status, also known as TPS. Last week, the Supreme Court allowed the Trump administration to move forward with ending TPS protections for many Haitians and Syrians. This week, communities are beginning to understand what that decision could mean. One example is Springfield, Ohio, where thousands of Haitian immigrants helped revive the local economy by working in factories, warehouses, hospitals, and other businesses. Many bought homes, joined churches, and raised families there. Local leaders now worry that losing TPS could hurt both immigrant families and the community that depends on them. Immigration enforcement also increased sharply this week. According to the Associated Press, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, arrested about 10,000 people during a 5-day period at the end of June. That averages about 2,000 arrests each day, a significant increase from earlier this year. Reports also show that more people are being held in immigration detention as enforcement continues across the country. The Department of Homeland Security also finalized updates to its foreign national registration rules. Many immigrants already meet these requirements because they have documents such as a green card, work permit, I-94, or a pending qualifying immigration application. However, families should review their records, especially when children turn 14 years old, because additional registration requirements may apply. There is also an important reminder for people waiting for green cards. The July Visa Bulletin and USCIS filing guidance make timing especially important. Some family-based and employment-based categories could move backward or become unavailable if annual visa limits are reached. If you are waiting to file for adjustment of status, be sure to check both the State Department Visa Bulletin and the USCIS filing chart before submitting your application. Filing too early or too late can cause delays. Now we turn to Iowa. Iowa families who use SNAP food benefits will notice an important change. Earlier this year, Iowa limited the purchase of some foods, including items such as soda, candy, and certain sugary drinks, under a special state waiver. This week, the U.S. Department of Agriculture canceled that waiver. As a result, SNAP benefits can once again be used to buy all foods allowed under the normal federal SNAP rules. Next, we look at several federal updates. As the United States celebrated its 250th anniversary this week, Americans heard different visions for the country's future. President Trump spoke at Mount Rushmore, celebrating American greatness and warning that communism is a growing threat. In New York City, Mayor Zohran Mamdani spoke about America's history as a nation shaped by immigrants and called for the country to continue living up to its founding ideals. The different speeches reflected the political divisions many Americans continue to see across the country. Now to military news. Fighting continued in Ukraine this week. Russia launched another major attack on the capital city of Kiev, causing more deaths and damage. Ukraine also carried out attacks inside Russia. International leaders continue calling for peace, but there is no sign that the fighting will end soon. Here at home, the Trump administration continues expanding security along the southern border. In addition to building more sections of border wall, the government is installing new surveillance technology, including cameras, sensors, and artificial intelligence systems that help detect movement along the border. Officials say the technology will improve border security, while critics have raised concerns about privacy and increased surveillance. We close this week with two community stories Pope Leo XIV spent part of the Independence Day weekend visiting the Italian island of Lampedusa, where many migrants arrive after dangerous journeys across the Mediterranean Sea. He prayed for those who lost their lives trying to reach safety and reminded both Europe and the United States that welcoming and protecting migrants reflects the dignity of every human person. He also thanked local communities that continue helping families in need. For many immigrant families, his visit served as a reminder that their lives and experiences continue to matter to people around the world. Finally, we end with a local story from Waterloo. Hector Salamanca Arroyo came to Iowa from Mexico as a young child. While serving with the Iowa National Guard during a military deployment to Africa, he completed the process to become a United States citizen. Today, he serves as Waterloo's first Latino city council member. He says being an American means serving your neighbors, staying involved in your community, and helping others. Those are this week's Good Neighbors Network headlines, and thank you for listening. May you be blessed this week, and we will be back next week with more updates that matter to immigrant families and our community.